Welcome to The Social Mind. I'm your host, Sarah Ward. Think about the last time you saw a child utterly stuck on a task. Maybe a 4-year-old trying to complete a complex block tower that keeps tumbling, or a 5-year-old struggling to write her name without forming letters backward. They're frustrated, ready to give up. Then, a teacher or parent steps in, not to do the task, but to offer one crucial intentional piece of advice. Hold the pencil here, or build the base with the flat bricks first. The child uses that advice and successfully completes the structure. That moment, the measurable distance between what a child can achieve alone versus what they can achieve with knowledgeable help, is the essence of Lev Vygotsky's sociocultural theory. It is the zone of proximal development, ZPD. Today, we're exploring why Vygotsky's work remains the most powerful and perhaps most politically charged framework for early childhood education. Lev Vygotsky was a brilliant Russian psychologist working in the Soviet Union during the 1920s and 30s. He was situated within the emerging field of developmental psychology, but quickly moved to establish his own paradigm, founding what is known as the Cultural Historical School. Vygotsky rejected the notion that children's cognitive development happens in predetermined, isolated stages, like climbing a fixed biological ladder. Instead, he argued that human development is a social evolution in the mind, where all learning and thinking are fundamentally shaped by the culture we inhabit. Vygotsky's theory rests on two critical pillars. First, cultural tools. We are born with basic elementary mental functions, like simple attention and memory. It is the social environment that provides the tools of the mind, like writing, mathematics, and most importantly, language, to transform into these higher mental functions. Second, language and thought. For Vygotsky, language is the critical link between the social and the psychological. He established that our individual thought, often referred to as inner speech, develops from external speech via a gradual process of internalization. Our social conversations literally become our private thinking. This social first view is crystallized in the ZPD. As Vygotsky formally defined it, the ZPD is the difference between a child's independent performance and what they can do under adult guidance or in collaboration with more capable peers. The adult, or more knowledgeable other, uses a temporary scaffold to enable the child to imitate a strategy, thereby proving that the maturing functions needed for that skill are ready to emerge. This is why Vygotsky famously asserted that within this zone, learning can precede development. While Vygotsky's ideas are revolutionary for practice, the framework of developmental psychology itself has drawn intense critique, urging us to apply the theory with critical self-awareness. And argue that historically, traditional DP is rooted in universalist assumptions that emerged from the Enlightenment, offering an unreliable and incomplete metric for diverse children. More deeply, critics suggest that the endurance of the traditional DP model serves a specific ideological function for adults. The focus on a developmental timeline can uphold and reproduce gendered, generational, racialized, and class assumptions, including adult superiority over children. The maintenance of adult power, the argument goes, can rely on the deception of the child, where the system secures the place of beliefs for the adult, not the child. For ECE professionals, this demands a constant critical awareness of whose values and priorities are actually driving the scaffolding. Even theoretically, the ZPD is frequently misinterpreted. Seth Shaklin cautions that the concept is often used loosely and indiscriminately in practice, which causes it to lose its explanatory power. It's crucial to remember 2 points. First, potential is not fixed. The ZPD is not a fixed, static quality of the child. It must be understood as an indication of maturing functions. Second, focus on development, not task. The goal isn't just to help the child finish that one tower. It's to use the scaffolding to enable the long-term development of the cognitive tool that makes future similar tasks easier. When applied intentionally and critically, Vygotsky's theory provides ECE professionals with a powerful mandate for practice and a clear rationale for advocacy. For the preschool child, Vygotskians argue that the leading activity, the primary driver for development, is make-believe play. Why play? Because it is a controlled social space where children practice self-regulation. When a child assumes the role of a veterinarian, they must follow the established social rules of that role. Be gentle, speak calmly, and adhere to the imaginary scenario. As Bodrova and Leong explain, it is this practice in following these rules that is associated by the Vygotskians with children's emerging ability to regulate their own behaviors. The ECE's role is to ensure play is rich, intentional, and supported with cultural tools. The ECE's job, therefore, is to arm children with these tools. Specifically mental tools, like language, private speech, and symbolic representations, such as drawings, maps, or play plans. The emphasis on high-quality interaction has shifted policy focus. Program quality is no longer just about structural factors, but process quality. The essential interchange between the teacher and students. The scaffolding itself must constantly grow with the child, presenting new levels of challenges to keep them operating at the upper limit of the ZPD. Vygotskian practice translates into measurable long-term developmental outcomes, validating its central role in addressing equity. First, executive function. Programs based on this model consistently lead to significantly higher scores in executive function. The core skills required for school success, such as planning and impulse control. Second, mitigating adversity. The global scientific consensus detailed in The Lancet confirms that poverty and adverse childhood experience have long-term negative effects on brain development. The intentional, responsive care and learning provided in a Vygotskian setting is the practical application of nurturing care that can attenuate the detrimental effects of low socioeconomic status by supporting crucial neural processes. And third, economic impact. These interventions are essential because they lead to long-term gains in adult wage earning, competence with, intelligent quotients, and educational attainment. Lev Vygotsky gave us a powerful, hopeful idea that a child's future potential is not fixed at birth, but is instead forged in the quality of their social relationships. His theory is not just about what ECEs teach, but about the profound social, political, and biological impact of every interaction we have. The ultimate goal of this sociocultural theory is to empower the child to become a master of their own behavior. By intentionally applying the principles of the CPD, scaffolding, and make-believe play, we ensure that every child receives the nurturing care required to unlock their cognitive and socio-emotional potential, making the Vygotskian classroom the true foundation for a more equitable society. Thank you for listening to The Social Mind. I'm your host, Sarah Ward.